Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Nikita Dragun. Now a lot has been going on, and to be entirely honest, so much of this information is muddied. There's a yes, then a no, then a maybe, then we return and start the whole thing again in another order. So as you watch this video, the words allegedly, perhaps, maybe, apparently, seemingly so, all of those words that indicate a level of uncertainty, keep those in mind, because truly, the more I look, the more there is somewhat contradictory information. So Nikita Dragun was under arrest the other day. Now I found an article that basically summarizes what's been going on. Nikita Dragun, a beauty influencer, was arrested Monday night at the Good Time Hotel in Miami, according to NBC News. Police officers responded to a complaint of a disorderly patron just after 6 p.m. Hotel security told police that Dragun, who is no stranger to controversy, had been, quote, causing a disturbance and being extremely disorderly, and, quote, walking around the pool area unclothed, according to an affidavit obtained by NBC News. Dragun, 26, allegedly threw water on a hotel staffer when confronted about her behavior. Upon arrival, police made their way to Dragun's room, where they said loud music was playing and identified themselves. The affidavit states that Dragun opened the door and was told by hotel security, who had accompanied the police to her door, that she might be asked to leave the premises. Police say Dragun shut the door only to open it moments later and ask, "Do you want more?" The influencer then allegedly swung an open water bottle, causing the water to hit and spill on the security guard and one of the officers. Dragun was arrested and charged with felony assault, misdemeanor battery, and misdemeanor disorderly conduct. The influencer, who has tens of millions of followers across all of her social media accounts, was transported to the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center, where her bond was reportedly set at $2,000. Dragun, who is a trans woman, was reportedly held in a men's unit. In a video released by a local news outlet of her appearance in court, Dragun asks the judge, "Do I have to stay here in the men's unit still?" The judge responded, "Yeah, I don't make the rules up there," but promised to find Dragun proper accommodations. In a statement to TMZ, Jack Ketsoyan, a representative for Dragun, said, "The situation with Nikita, who is legally female, being placed in a men's unit of Florida jail is extremely disturbing, and dangerous. This decision made by the Miami-Dade County Corrections Department directly violates their protocol, which mandates that their transgender inmates are classified and housed based on safety needs and gender identity," Ketsoyan added, noting that Dragun had been released. Miami-Dade Corrections has since given a statement to TMZ denying all the allegations that Dragun was held in a men's unit. Miami-Dade Corrections and Rehabilitation Department is committed to protecting the rights of the transgender community and of all the LGBTQ people, the department said. The statement went on to claim that Dragun did not make it past the booking process prior to release and was never placed in a men's unit. All inmates undergoing our intake process remain in an open seating, open booking area in the presence of correctional staff. Additionally, inmate Dragun was placed in a holding cell by herself due to her high-profile status before being released, and she was escorted by an LGBTQ officer during her time at the corrections facility.
It's a $2,000 bond. If there's any reason you can't afford to pay a bond, use the free phone at the jail to call the public defender's office, and they can readdress this with your division judge. All right?
And Your Honor, may I ask one question? Do I have to stay here in the men's unit still?
Yeah, I don't make the rules up there, but
Okay.
there's proper accommodation for you. You can get a separate area. You can contact the bondsman to try and get you out. Ms. Corey, do you want to note your file that makes to follow up to make sure she's able to get hold of a bondsman to bond out?
Yes, Judge.
Now, one of the central points of the entire discussion surrounding this really had very little to do with Nikita's behavior, as much as predominantly the discussion I saw being had was where she was supposed to be put when she was arrested. So as we noted here, there was a focus on her not being put in a men's unit. Whether you like Nikita or not, I genuinely don't think there was a reason for her to be put in a men's unit if that is in fact what happened. That rule to me does not just go for her, but for anyone who is transgender. I'd even go as far as to say gender non-conforming, because nonetheless, I do think that there is a higher risk there of a list of horrible things happening. So part of the discussion is also that some people were saying just due to her genetic build, not what she identifies as, not what she looks like, but just going down to chromosomes, some people were making the argument she's not like other women in that respect and therefore is stronger and therefore is a threat to other women. So some people are saying she shouldn't be put in a women's unit either. Frankly, I probably would have put her by herself, also because of what this article noted of the high profile. I don't know, I just think that probably would have been safer for her, along with the fact that honestly, if there's no protocol put in motion in the sense of if you don't have relatively clear rules, having a person stay by themselves is probably best. So another facet of all of this conversation had to do with bipolar disorder. Now, a lot of people online were claiming that Nikita is in fact bipolar or confirmed to have been diagnosed with that recently. So there's an article back from June 28th, 2022 that discusses Nikita Dragun actually saying that she is in fact bipolar. And it says she's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which the National Institute of Mental Health describes as being characterized by unusual shifts in mood, energy, activity levels, concentration, and the ability to carry out day-to-day tasks. Nikita said, "Something that even I had to learn about being bipolar is it's not what you see in movies and it's not what you see on TV," she adds. "It's not that you're flipping through emotions in every single second and you're a bunch of different personalities. There are longer periods of times of ups and downs and mania and depression, and it's a whirlwind to be inside of and to experience. What Dragun experienced was a difference in her moods and a sense of feeling off. Particular things were affecting me in ways that were strange," she says. "It was just a turn of events that happened that really made me step back and really take my mental health seriously," she says. "After transitioning, I really had to take a step back and also take care of my inside just as much as my outside." And so she sought help consulting doctors who ultimately diagnosed her with bipolar disorder. The past 6 months, she says, have been an eye-opening exploration into her treatment options in terms of medication and trying to find the prescription for her needs. Dragun readily admits that there may have been a lot of growing pains as she comes to terms with her diagnosis. So I'll link this article down below because there is more about what she's said directly about her experience and working through all of this. That being said, I'm no expert on bipolar disorder. A lot of people in the comments were saying that this, in their opinion, was mania and that she didn't yet know quite how to manage that. And I don't think anyone meant that as a slight as much as, you know, when you get a diagnosis and when you're dealing with new things, of course, there's going to be time necessary to understand how to manage things. And if medication is involved, that also takes a while. Just for medication to kick in, I'm talking about depression here specifically because that's what I've dealt with. It can take a while. They have to change your dosage. They might have to change the brand. It's a difficult thing. So it's not like you just pop the pill and it's like, okay, boom, you're back to whatever is your normal, right? I think that should be taken into account as well. Does this excuse anything? No, obviously our own mental health and our behavior is our own responsibility. That being said, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive to say that someone is an angel or a devil. It can be more of a nuanced thing. There are a lot of things that Nikita has done in the past and that she said in the past that I don't stand by. Personally, I'm not a fan, and the only reason I mentioned this is for the sake of you being able to account for my bias. Truly, this is about a larger problem, and whatever she's done in the past for me doesn't really factor in. For me, this is its own isolated incident, and we need to take it as an isolated incident because whoever else goes through potentially what she's gone through will have fucked up in the past, will have done things in the past, but that doesn't really change anything in this said moment. We want trans people to be treated with respect, feel safe when things like this happen. So whether it's Nikita or whether it's someone else, we'd ideally want every trans person to have that same treatment and that same safety. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's remember that we can be critical without being transphobic, because if you're being transphobic, that's just hateful. That's not critique. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always. I'll catch you guys next time.